What should you include in your acting CV? When it comes to your acting CV, you want to present your best side, all your best work, all your best attributes. You want to just present it and showcase who you are and the most kick-ass version of you there is. Now, if you don't have an agent and you're freelancing by yourself, here are some important things that you should have on your CV. Your contact details. Your contact details are vitally important to have on your CV because if you're giving out your CV to people, whether by email or in person, they need to know how to contact you back essentially. If you want to get a job from them, they need to be able to contact you. It's just simple. Put them on your CV. Personal details. Now, when I say personal details, I refer to physical attributes about yourself, like your height, your age, your eye color, your hair color and hairstyle, so on and so forth. But not your clothing sizes. Don't include them. Some people don't like to have their personal details on their CV. I think it's a good idea just to have those sort of few that I mentioned, because it's just general information about yourself, which gives the people who receive your CV a better understanding and idea and kind of picture in their mind of yourself, of who you are. And usually it's not really sensitive information, it's just simple, basic information about yourself. And sometimes this is required for specific castings. They will need someone who is, say, more than 185 centimeters tall or so on and so forth. So I find this tends to be a good idea to chuck it on. It doesn't take up much room as well. A picture of yourself. This one is important. Every CV should have a picture, a headshot of the actor, of the person whose CV it is. This is the acting industry. Headshots are one of, if not the top marketing tool that you'll have. Put it on your CV. It doesn't have to be massive. It only like a small little picture up the top, either in the corner or centered, depending on what kind of style or format, layout you're using. But yeah, it's important. Make sure you have a headshot. A profile/bio. Now, personally, I like having a profile on my CV because I think that if your credits aren't of productions that are well known, then perhaps you need a tiny bit of explanation as to sort of what they were or what you did. It doesn't have to be anything too fancy. Just make it about yourself, make it about the previous work you've done. Usually a lot of them will open with such and such is based in Sydney, Australia, whatnot. Just, write something small. A few lines, a few sentences, can't hurt. Even jazz it up and use some fancy words like anthropology series and whatnot, all those technical film terms. I mean, it'll make you sound more professional, it'll make you sound better. If someone actually reads the profile, then the way you word it is important as well, because that will show how professional you sound. And if you sound more professional, then the person reading your profile is going to trust you more inherently. Skills. Now, again, this is one of those ones which is up for debate. Some people like it, some people don't. I like skills in respects to accents and sometimes licenses for different vehicles. For accents, list the accents that you can do solidly, that you can actually do. You don't want to list an accent that you can't do and then you show up, they want you to do this accent and you just fail, you just can't do it. That's going to look really bad for you. List the accents that you can do and ones that you can do solidly enough to whereby you can perform with them. That's important. Be truthful. Being untruthful is going to hinder you. It's not going to help, but be truthful. And with the licenses, it's a personal thing, but I like to have what licenses I have for vehicles, specifically if you have something that's niche, or this is the same with other skills. If you have something that's niche that might help, list that. It can't hurt. For example, I have a boat license. That might help on a specific shoot, who knows? It's not gonna harm me putting it on my CV. If you can ride horses, that's also one that tends to be quite common in the good old Hollywood. So chuck it on there. It can't hurt. And now, probably the most important thing, apart from your headshot and your name, obviously, to have on this. I didn't mention that at the start, your name. Put your name on there. That's also very important. But apart from your name and your headshot, the other most important thing to have on your CV is your credits. Just list what you've done. If you've done productions, put them down, especially if you're new to acting. Put down all the productions that you do. The more kind of experience that you can show that you've done, that you've had, it's gonna help you. When you get further into your acting career, this is when it changes up slightly. You don't, sometimes, depending on the quality of a production that you do, you may not end up wanting to put it on your CV. So stuff like a couple student films that you do at the very early beginning, or a piece of work that turned out horrendously that you kind of don't want to be associated with. That happens to quite a few people. Sometimes you won't want to put those sort of things on your CV. That's fine. If you've got a bunch of other stuff, no one's going to notice really. Definitely have credits on your CV. It's critical. It's how you show that you are an actor because you have done A, B, and C. Those are the top things I would put on an acting CV. I hope it helps. If you like this video or enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe and all that YouTube shenanigans, and I will see you later. Have a good one.